Hello everyone, welcome to Aditap. So in today's session we are going to discuss two very important news articles of finance. The first one is about the RBI that has cancelled the license of Kanpur based bank, and we will see that which are the other banks that got their license cancelled and why RBI has done it. Okay. And the next news article is about the PNB that has become the lead bank for this newly formed district. And we will understand that what is the meaning of lead bank and why PNB has become the lead bank in this newly formed district of Meghalaya. So now before starting with the session, please subscribe to our YouTube channel if you are new to the channel and join our Telegram channel for the PDF of this session. And you can get the link of the Telegram channel in the description box below. So now starting with the first news article, that the Reserve Bank of India has cancelled the license of the People's Cooperative Bank Limited in UP. In Uttar Pradesh, that is People's Cooperative Bank was in Kanpur, UP. So the bank has ceased or stopped to carry out the banking business. So banking business is that the bank will not accept the deposits now and it cannot repay the deposits. So with effect from the close of business on March 21st, 2022, it has stopped to carry out the banking business. So now why the RBI has taken this step to cancel the license of this bank? It is a big step that RBI has taken. So the license was cancelled as the bank didn't have the adequate capital and earning prospectus. So the bank didn't have the adequate capital, it didn't have the earning prospectus. So no future was there for the bank, we can say. So and it has failed to comply with the requirements, the banking regulation of the Banking Regulation Act of 1949. So it was not also complying with the Banking Regulation Act of 1949. Okay. Next is the bank's financial position wouldn't allow the bank to pay the depositors in full. So it was a very big trouble for the bank that the financial position was not very strong for the bank. It was not able to pay back the full amount of the depositors if the depositors came. So public interest would have been affected if the bank would have been allowed to keep on working, because there was no future for the bank and later on the depositors would have been in a big trouble. And the RBI has taken the precautionary step to directly cancel the license because there was so much problem with this bank. Okay, so the adequate capital was not there, the earning prospectus was not there, the compliance was not there, the financial position was also very weak, and the public interest would have been affected if the bank would have kept on working. Next is going forward, what will happen with the depositors? If the bank is not paying directly to the depositors, how will the depositors get their hard-earned money back? So the Commissioner for Cooperation and Registrar of Cooperative Societies of Uttar Pradesh has also been requested by the RBI to issue an order for winding up the bank and appoint a liquidator for the bank. So this will appoint a liquidator for the bank that will help in the liquidation of the assets of the bank. Okay. And after all liquidation, every depositor would be entitled to get back the deposit that it has done. That is deposit insurance claim amount of their deposits up to rupees 5 lakh. So the ICGC, that is the Deposit Insurance and Credit Guarantee Corporation, is under the RBI. It is a wholly owned subsidiary of RBI. This agency insures the amount. It is the insurance of the deposit. So if the depositor is depositing the money in the bank, that deposit is insured and the limit for the insurance is 5 lakh. So if you have deposits your 10 lakhs, you will only get up to the 5 lakh. If the bank goes down and the bank is not able to pay back, then you will get up to the 5 lakh from the DICGC. And if you have deposited 10,000, 20,000 up to 5 lakh, you will get the complete amount. Okay. So it can be savings account, it can be your current account, it can be your fixed deposits that you have done with the bank, it can be your recurring deposits that you have done with the bank. So any kind of deposits up to the limit of rupees 5 lakh per account holder per bank, that amount is insured. Okay, up to 5 lakhs is insured. So this is subject to the provisions of the DICGC Act of 1961, that your up to 5 lakhs of your amount is insured, and it has been said that according to the data submitted by the bank, that more than 99% of the depositors will be able to get back the whole amount that they have deposited. So depositors are entitled to receive the full amount of their deposits from DICGC. So 99% of the depositors must have done the deposits of less than 5 lakhs. So they will be able to get the full amount that they have deposited. The 1% or point something person must have deposited above more than 5 lakhs, so they will get only up to the limit of 5 lakh they will get, okay, from the DICGC. So we can say that most of the depositors are getting back their money. Now there are other banks also that got their license cancelled in 2022. In this year there are 3 other banks that got their license cancelled, and this People's Cooperative Bank is the 4th bank that got its license cancelled, okay. And this is the latest. The People's Cooperative Bank instance is the latest instance of the RBI crackdown on the weak cooperative banks this year. So RBI do not want the weak cooperative banks to keep on working, because they will create a bigger trouble in the future. So the RBI has cancelled the license of these 3 banks, okay, and these all are the banks that are of the state of Maharashtra. Next is the reason for their closure was also that they didn't have the adequate capital, they didn't have the earning prospectus, and the same things are there for these banks also, okay, that there was a liquidator that was appointed, and the reasons that were for the cancellation, the reasons were also the same. So if you understand the reasons of the previous People's Cooperative Bank, that is same for these banks also. Just you need to remember the name, and DICGC will be paying 5 lakh. Up to the limit of 5 lakh, the DICGC will be paying the depositors, okay. So the money of the depositors are mostly insured by the DICGC. So the next news article is formation of new district in the state of Meghalaya. So the lead bank responsibility has been assigned to the PNB. So the Reserve Bank of India has assigned the lead bank responsibility to PNB, Punjab National Bank, for the newly created district of Meghalaya. Which is this district? So the Meghalaya government has given in a notification that was on November 9, 2021, and informed about the formation of a new district, that is the Eastern West Khasi Hills. The newly created district has been carved out, or it is from the West Khasi Hills district. So the newly carved district is Eastern West Khasi Hills. Before, the erstwhile district from which it is taken out is the West Khasi Hills. This is the lead bank, Punjab National Bank, and the district working code is 00U. So now about the lead bank. Why PNB has been chosen as the lead bank, and what is this lead bank, that we will understand in now. The lead bank acts as a leader. It is a leader for the coordinating the efforts of all credit institutions in the allotted district. So in the allotted district, all the credit institutions, there can be NBFCs, there can be the banks also, to increase the flow and coordinating all of their work so that the flow can be increased to the priority sector, the sector that is not getting much of the credit. So to provide the credit, to coordinate the efforts in such a way that those areas also get proper credit. So for that, this is the lead bank is the leader. So to increase the flow of credit to the agriculture, small scale industries, other economic activities included in the priority sector in the rural and the semi-urban areas. To identify, the lead bank has to identify those regions which are unbanked, where the bank has not reached, or underbanked. Maybe in one area there are 5 or 6 banks, but in the other area there is not even one bank. Okay, so to identify those regions which are unbanked, where the bank has not reached, or underbanked, where there are very less banks in the district, that is also the responsibility of the lead bank. And also to help in removing this regional imbalance. Somewhere there are so many banks, somewhere there are no credit institution. So to remove this regional imbalance through appropriate credit deployment, this is what the lead bank responsibility is. Next is, the basic idea was to have an area approach. Okay, so that we can, all the areas can be developed. The Prime Minister is of one country that has the responsibility of developing that country. Similarly, the lead bank is the leader in one district that has the responsibility of targeting and focused banking. So to provide the banking, to provide the credit in that area, to provide the financial inclusion in that area, we can say. So this is the area approach where districts are focused on. So LBS, that is the lead bank scheme, can be traced to the study group headed by Professor D.R. Gadgil on the organizational framework. So this D.R. Gadgil was the one that headed the study group, and they gave this organizational framework for the implementation of the social objectives, and this report was submitted in October 1969, and by the end of the 1969, this LBS scheme was introduced. Okay, towards the end of 1969, this envisages assignment of the lead roles to individual bank. It can be the private bank or it can be a public bank for the districts allotted to them. Okay, so they are allotted to the districts. And why PNB has become the lead bank? Here you will get the answer, that a bank that has the relatively large network of branches in the rural areas of a given district. So PNB must have many branches, we can say many banks and many network of branches in the rural areas, and endowed with adequate financial and manpower resources, so that we know that PNB has enough financial stability as well as it has the manpower. So that's why we can say that PNB has been given this position of the lead bank of that district, because it has the network of branches in the rural areas. It must be fulfilling these criteria. Okay, has generally been entrusted with the lead responsibility for that district. Accordingly, all the districts in the country have been allotted to various banks. So the lead banks are allotted to all the districts of the country, and the PNB has become the lead bank in the newly formed district of Meghalaya, and these can be the reasons. It must be fulfilling these criteria so that it has become the lead bank in the newly formed district. So these were the people that have given the right answer of previous session question. Well done you guys. It was Prithvi, Anil, Arvind, Aditya, Deepshika, Pradeepa, Nilesh, Sandeep, Ajay, Sonali, Yash, Satyanarayan, Vijay and Shubham, and the right answer was C. That was incorrect was asked. Okay, incorrect statement was asked, and the incorrect statement was that there is prepayment penalty. There is no prepayment penalty in the microfinance lending. So that was the incorrect statement, and so C, incorrect statement was asked, and so C was the right answer. Okay, so you have to read the questions very carefully also. So thank you very much. If you have any query, you can mail us here or you can contact us through this number. Thank you very much.